Good morning, children. This is me, Manjunath T M, Assistant Master, Sri Anaberu Kenchappa High School Board. Dear children, I welcome you all for this YouTube class. Today I am going to deal English as a second language for age study. Dear children, in my previous YouTube class, I have taught you a poem called what we can call as a busy man, as a busy person, like how Vishweshwarya was busy. So he is busy like that bee. So that is, as I explained, that is a little busy bee. So in that previous poem, that can deals as a human being, you must be busy like a bee. So that can be do some good work that will be benefit to others like this. Dear children, today I am going to continue the next prose section, that is Jamaican Fragment. What is Jamaica? Jamaica is in one country or a state, what we can call in Africa. There is a one fragment. Fragment means, as you know, a piece. As you know, one in Kannada it is called tunuk. So here is a story that can happen in a particular day. Jamaican fragment. So they were very sportsmen. What we have Jamaican people, they were Jamaican. They were very sportsmen were there. They were very long person, lengthy person, and they were having curly hair like this. So here, this is the lesson. This lesson or a prose has been written by Arthur Hendricks. Arthur Linear Hendricks has written this wonderful lesson. So he was a Jamaican poet and a writer and a broadcasting director. So here you have to understand there are two things. One is telecast, another one is broadcast. So dear children, I repeat, whenever you are watching this class, have to open both the textbook and a notebook along with a pen. Whatever I am going to write on the board, you have to be write down in your notebook. So look at this. Telecast means, so it can be picture and a voice. Both picture and voice. So for example, television, it can be telecast the program. So broadcast, so no picture but only voice. Understand? So radio telecast, radio broadcasting like this. Do you understand? So here is a that radio broadcasting director, and he was particularly well known for his contribution to the Christian Science Monitor. So he is very much known for how that James Watt is famous for English hymn like this. He is well known for his contribution to the Christian Science Monitor, and he was born in 1922, and he was born in 1922 in Jamaica. So he was born in 1922 in Jamaica. Yes. After working as a general manager of Jamaica broadcasting company, he became a television director in London. So when he is a director of broadcast, then after he became a managing director of telecasting department. He is a very rich, prolific writer in his literary aspects. Rich means not in the money. Rich writer means he is very good writer. So very healthy writer like this. He is very good, prolific writer. some of his short stories appeared in the magazine called Focus. Focus is his magazine. The name of the magazine is called Focus. He is a West Indian writer. So he is a West Indian writer, and his writings carry the flavor of a Caribbean literature. So he is a West Indian writer, as I told. So his writings carry is the flavor of Caribbean literature. So how Indian literature, how American literature, how that what we can say romantic literature, how the Victorian period literature like this is known. So here is a person who is he had a flavor of Caribbean literature in his writings. His prose brings out the prejudice that almost every person that suffer from when it comes to the dominational issues like color, caste and class. So this is an important thing. We are going to identify these things, that is that dimensional issues like color, caste and class. So these are the three issues we have observed in the denominational. It is one of the national issue we have observed. So this is the information that is about that author called, that is Arthur Linear Hendricks. Okay, let's start the lesson, dear children. Yes. Every day I walk half a mile from my home to the railway track lines in the morning, and from the lines to my home in the evening. The walk is a pleasant. You can see on either side red or green roofed bungalows, green lawns and gardens. The exercise is good for me, and now and then I learned something from the little incident. Dear children, the first paragraph is started with a walk exercise. So A.L. Hendricks has explained his experience, what he had seen, or what is his experience, what is his the habit, what he had cultivated, that is to be told in the first paragraph. So he said that the first person I is narrative, he is called a narrator, he is an A.L. Hendricks. Every day A.L. Hendricks walk an half a mile from his home to railway track. So do you observe many of the people who are, especially in the city people, they want to walk early in the morning, even including me. Today morning only I had 4-mile walk, then I prepare myself and I come to school. So same thing, this A.L. Hendricks, he do his walk, and where from his home to railway track. So there is a little distance, maybe it is an half mile as he told. This was half mile away from his home. That railway track is half away from his home. The morning and from the lines to my home in the evening, he is saying. So and is that railway lines is half a kilometer from his home. So he is doing that walk every day in the morning and also in the evening. The walk is a pleasant thing. Walking is a pleasant thing. So you can see either side of red and a green roofed bungalow. So as he started his walking from his home to railway track, there you can see on either side there will be a red and a green roofed bungalow. that green lawns and a garden. So, and he said that he has seen that green and red color bungalows in front of their home. There will be a garden, lawns are there. So the exercise is very good for me. He is saying that exercise is good for him, and now and then he learned something from the little incident. Yes, of course. It is the thing I am always saying that in every incident, every moment, or somebody's incident can be a lesson to the others. So every incident can be, we have going to learn. So we have age passer, we have age old, we have senior, I have a lot of experience, I have completed more than 80 years in my life service. No, but every new incident can teach us. Every new incident can make us perfect. So he said that I truly agree with this. He learned not only himself, but we ourselves, we can able to learn something from a new incident, something from a new incident or a little incident. So like this, that type of the incident that he had seen in the morning and the evening both time. So what is that incident he had seen? Let's see, dear children. One morning is about an half way between my front gate and the rail track. I noticed two boys who were playing in the garden. One, the more modest cottages. They were both very little boys. One was 4 years old perhaps, that other 5. The bigger of two was sturdy youngster, very dark, with a mat of coarse hair on his head and a coal black eyes. He was definitely a little Jamaican, a strong little Jamaican. Other little fellow that is a smaller, he was a sturdy. Okay, here dear children, here Yale Hendricks, he is on his way on walking the morning, as he told, and halfway between his home gate to railway track or rail track, he had noticed the two boys. They were playing in the garden. Their house is a modest cottage. Cottage means it is like a well-equipped house. Both the boys were very little boys. They were little boys. They were not they were little boys. One was 4 years old, maybe one was 4 years old, perhaps other 5. So they were just 5 years, and another one is 4 years. 5 year and 4 year boy. So the 5-year boy is just bigger of two sturdy youngsters. He is very dark with a matte coarse hair. Now matte coarse hair, as I told, it is a curly hair. So you just feel that he is look like a Jamaican citizen. Understand? So he is very dark. Especially these Jamaican people, they looks dark. Understand? Yes. His hair is a coarse hair, and his head is a coal black eyes. Okay. He was definitely a little Jamaican. So the appearance of that just a 5-year-old boy, he looks bigger and he looks dark. He looks definitely a Jamaican type. So he was definitely a Jamaican person. He was a very strong little Jamaican. So another, I am going to tell you that next. So the appearance of this 5-year, he was what you can say, he is very dark. He is a very dark, and what you can say, have a mat of coarse hair. So mat of goes here and is on his head, and he has a coal black eyes. He was definitely a little. He was strong, and moreover, he was strong. So this is the 5-year boy. What we have, just I want to show the picture. Yes, wait. I will show you after next page. If I show that picture, you will be lose your curiosity. So next one, that's the second. Who is a 5-year-old boy? His appearance is a white. He's a white boy, but he's a dog. But he had hazel eyes. He had a coarse hair. Okay, like this, and a light brown hair. Light brown. Both were dressed in a blue. So these are the differentiation. Both common dress is here I am right on the board. That is a blue shirt, khaki pant. Yeah. So these are the two distinguished appearance you can find in two boys. So yeah, the first one is a very dark, matte of his coarse hair, is a cold black eyes, and he is very strong. So he is a 5-year boy. Another one who is looks, he was white. He is with hazel eyes and a light brown hair. Both were dressed in blue shirts and a khaki pants. Both were wearing blue shirts. They wore no shoes. They have no shoes. They won't wear this one shoes, and their feet were muddy. So their feet were muddy. They were not conscious of standing there, and they watching them, they are playing. They have no conscious of he is standing and he is watching that real Hendrix is watching those boys were playing. They have no consciousness of that a particular person is watching them. He is not watching. They were not observing them. They are playing on the game, if it could be called a game. So they are playing according to those boys. That is a game. But that game, it is called by them, but that game was not elaborate. The little white boy walked majestically up and down, and every now and then they shouted in a commanding tone at his bigger playmate. So, what is that game? As we told that, as we understood that, there is a game taken place between them. But what is that game? That game is simply the smaller boy, is a white boy, is commanding to his playmate of bigger. Understand? So he is commanding to his bigger playmate. So that is that little brown boy is dragged down quietly behind him and did what he is told. So that one who can say, they can follow. So this is the thing we have observed here, children. As I told, this white boy who command that, as according to the commands, so that brown boy dragged on quietly behind him, and he did what that little boy who was told. So what is that commanding? That is, pick up that stick. The dark boy picked up that stick. jump into the flower. That black boy jumped into the flower. Then the dark boy jumped. Get me some water. The dark boy ran inside and bring the water. And the white boy who sat down on the lawn. So this is a very interesting that game. Just follow the instruction of once, another can do that activity. So this is the way. Here the small white hazel-eyed light brown hair person or boy who is commanding here. So another who is called the 5-year that bold is dark, that matte precise, cool black eyes, a strong boy who is little 1 year taller than senior of that small boy who can follow the direction. That is, what is that? Pick up the stick. He picked it up. Jump into the flower. He did it. And bring the water. He go inside and bring the water. So that boy who is sitting on the lawn, he giving direction. So whatever the directions he has given, he has to follow. And he continued, I was amazed. So who is high here? Here is an Arthur Linear Hendricks. A. Hendricks, he was very much surprised. He was amazed means? Amazed means what? Amazed. Shall I write this? Yeah. Yes. Amazed means surprised. So here he was very much surprised, shocked to see here before his eyes a white boy or white baby. For the way they were little more than babies, they were imposing his will upon the little black boy, and the little black boy was submitted. So it's very surprisingly and shocking that incident or the game which was going on in front of the real Hendricks. That is, that a white boy, baby or a white boy, they were little more than babies, just not in baby, they were called little more. They were imposing his will. What the word they are using, that they were imposing is commanding that voice that it will be upon that little black boy. He is saying his bossism. He is a master over that dark boy. And that little black boy, his submitted. His submission is whole is himself towards that white boy. So it was confused, it was puzzled, it was amazed, it was shocked by that scene which one he had seen by this real Hendricks. Within himself, he is saying that as he went on the road, he could be not called a little boy. So when he is on way of his walk, he had seen that incident. He didn't ask for anything else. He didn't express who you are, why are you playing, how you are dare to command over this little more than your age is a tall black. How you are? He couldn't ask anything else. He couldn't say what you are, who are. Nothing he had asked. Simply he returned to his home. While on his way, he could be think himself, he was puzzled within himself. Oh, he went down the road. It could be that little boy was the son of the house servant. Oh, might be that dark boy who is called little dark, more aged than this 4 year. This black boy may be the son of servant, like this. So he is the son of servant. No, he is following or submitting himself like this. So this is the question he asked himself, and he continues. No. They were obviously dressed alike, as I have written. So they were dressed alike. They dressed same. So black shirt and khaki pant, both of them wore same dress. It cleared that it means that they were not one is not a son of a servant. So then no, they were obviously dressed the same. And the little dark boy was a neighbor state. Oh, might be that little dark boy who is submitting himself to the small white boy. Oh, might be that boy is a neighbor. So yes, I am sure of that. Then how was it that obeying so faithfully to the boy's order? This is the thing we had a doubt. How it can possible to follow? How it can right to follow if the boy who is a neighbor, of course, if I accept he is a neighbor boy, how he was commanding another? So he might be he acting in very faithfully. This 5-year boy is commanding so faithfully as according to the 4-year boy. So here that here Landix is very much confused about this. So this way he is not understanding between them what is going on like this. Was it even as a boy he sensed that in his own country he would be at the white man's back and call. It could be make a difference between himself and the white boy. Could he think that was going to a boss over a black man? So here there is some questions are taken place. How this small boy who is showing a power more aged than him. So is it is that even as a boy he had sensed that of his own country he could be servant of a white boy. Here, as I told, this 5-year black Jamaican boy, how he could be a servant of other boy who is a white boy, Asian boy. He is not belong to Jamaica. So that boy Jamaican who follows the other boy's rules. So he could be at the man's back and call. It could be made a difference between himself and that white boy. So there will be a difference in his form, this 5-year black boy and 4-year white boy. So and could be he think that he was going to boss over black boy. I could find no answer. I could not bring myself, and he believed even such a thing. And with my own eyes, I had seen little dark boy orders from the small white boy. So he had seen that. In front of that Landix, that white boy ordered, that black boy follows, as I told, he submit himself. So obviously, he is a social equivalence and a younger and a smaller. Where we are as a race really an inferior. Now the point comes here. In the beginning of this lesson only, I have told there is a dominational issues will arise here, that color, caste and class difference. Here is a racist difference we have observed. So he is here no superiority and no inferiority. Look at this board. There is an opposite word. Inferior. Okay. So inferior. So opposite superior. So inferior means lower level. Superior means higher level. So here inferior, that even in our infancy we realized our deficiencies and accepted the position at the white man's servant. So here Jamaican who are always being dominant over others. But here in their own land they were, understand, they were a servant of other boy. So here this Yale Hendricks said that it's very what we can call it in Kannada. So Nijwaglu Melu Keelu Embudu Idiye. In this small level, in the chick vayasinalli, so that what we can call in Kannada slave, or in English slave, Gulamagiri, Iglu Kuda Idiya. E Gulamagiri Yestramatti, that evening what he thought, it is deeply on the subject. So whatever he had seen in the morning and the evening, he are thinking that in their home about the whole incident, how it can be possible. In this, there were little more babies, there were little child. So how there will be superior, inferiority things. So he had thinking about that incident. Anyway, dear children, today I am going to stop this lesson and continue the same thing in my next class. Thank you for watching my YouTube class. I meet you the same lesson of this Jamaican Fragment in a part 2 in my next YouTube class. Thank you, Nanda.